Hello YouTube, this is Chasio from STEM APKs. Welcome to another tutorial. This tutorial we're going to continue where we left off in the last tutorial. If you watch my last tutorial, you will remember that I created a Rust Python application, hybrid application, where you can run a scan on your network to make sure that you're not vulnerable to the Airplay vulnerability out there. If you don't know what I'm talking about, go and watch my last tutorial because it will make more sense. Because all I'm doing is I'm taking all of the logic, the programming logic, Rust and Python that I did in that one and bringing it into TypeScript in order to run it on React Native, basically on your mobile phone, whether it's an iOS, Apple device, or an Android. So I'll show you how to do both. So you have two options. You can go to my GitHub and clone the repository. And as you can see, the repository has there the Android and it's got the iOS files, directories. And it will show you how to either clone the repository and just install it and run it. And if you're watching this video, more likely you already know how to run React Native apps through Expo Go and pre-built. You can do it that way. You can run it on Expo Go, or you can do a development build with npx export run iOS for iOS and npx export run on Android, and that will do the development build. I will show you how to do that in 1 minute after I explain the housekeeping part of here. Option 2, you can build it from scratch. You can just create the application, regular create Expo app, change into that directory, and then once there, you can do npm install. I like to do npx expo install, so to make sure it's compatible, but either way. And these are the dependencies that you will be needing. Zero-conf, Expo Router, because we're going to do router navigation. The navigation and navigation stack. React Native safe area context to make sure it looks pretty. And the gesture handler, because we'll be using some of the gesture handler stuff. This is to do the pre-build, and here is to create the project structure. This is what it will look like. This is your root layout for the navigation. Does a lot of the magic is done right here for the scanning. These are the different screens. It is going to be some nesting a little bit, so you will go from one screen into the next one, into the next one. I think it's 3 levels, but I'll show you in 1 second. These are the services, and part of the services has got its own layout file to control the way it looks, and it has the detection, the scanning, and the utilities. This is the one that does the device analyzer, the database. You can expand that database to include more devices. I just put the ones that I am familiar with or I might have in my own house, but it's up to you. You can create it as big as you want it. Speakers, you can add speakers, you can add TVs, anything that uses Airplay, you can put it there. This is the vulnerability detector. This is the one that defines what devices are vulnerable. Your index that does all the exports. Your scanning, this is the main one, big one right there. Your IP scanning, it goes through the IP range. I'm doing the whole range from 0 to 255 to 254. And but you can tweak it, and you don't have to do all 254. You might only want to do 10. It's up to you. I'll show you where to change it in the network file. And then you have your mDNS, which is the one that does all the discovery. The types, because we're using TypeScript, and your utilities, which is the login and the network utility file. Excuse me. Okay, and then types to make sure you don't get errors. And then you do npx export start, and voila, it starts. I have a disclaimer here. This is needless to say that I have to put this in here. Do not use this on networks that you do not own, or it might be illegal. Where you know what I'm talking about. Don't do anything that is going to get you into trouble. So I say it twice because just in case, do not use this tool to scan networks without proper authorization. This is mostly for network administrators and for homeowners that are trying to protect their network and make sure that their devices are not vulnerable. That's what this is all about. Okay, so let's show you the mobile application in action. Like I said, I'm running two. I'm running this one. It's my Android device. It's my physical device, but I'm also running it on an emulator through Expo. Okay, so that's what that is. I'm going to show you what it does. It does the scanning, the network information. This is my network, for my particular this IP address for this phone, for that Pixel 6 phone. Is an old one. It tells you about the AirPlay vulnerability and what it is. It's all over the internet right now. If you're watching this video, more likely you already know what that is. This is a simulation, meaning this is real, but you can expand it to go and use native stuff. I might do another video. I have the native code. You can even make it even further by adding native functionality, but that's a whole different video. I don't want to get into that now. It will give you the login for the debugging, and that is it. And for this one, this is one that I did already, but I'm going to start new, and then I'm going to use my phone. So now I'm scanning, and it's going through my whole network. And if you want to see the code, this is what you will need to do. This is all the code right here. This is the same stuff that I just showed you on my GitHub. Everything that I have here is in my GitHub, so you will have the same thing. Okay, so right now I would do npx export run on Android, and it's going to build the application, and is going to, as you can see, is running the application from scratch. And voila. Okay, let's go into it a little bit because there's a lot of stuff going on. This is all the Apple. This is the Android stuff. Gradle. I'm not using Android Studio. I'm using VS Code to make it easy on you. These are the build tools, the SDK, all of that good stuff. NDK for the native development kit, Kotlin, because we don't use Java anymore. Now we're Kotlin people now. And I like React Native because I don't have to deal with Android Studio. This is all the Expo constants and all of this stuff that you're gonna need. I will show you the package JSON that has all this stuff. And it's doing the linking and doing the network and all of that good stuff. Then it opens Android Gradle plugin and all of that. Then now we're in npx Expo territory here, Expo Go. You have an option to do Expo Go. If you press S, it will go into Expo Go or development build if you do D. Okay. This is to open an Android, to open the simulator. I'm using my physical device. I'm not using, as you can see, but I'm using the emulator for Apple. And now it's doing the scanning. As you can see, it's initializing the scanner, initializing the mDNS scanner, then the Airplay scanner, and so on. This is the range that I was telling you about. It goes from 0.0 or 0.1 all the way to 255 to 254, and that's the base. Okay, and that's what you see here, and that's what you see here. Okay, and now this is already scanning. Let me scan using Android now, and as you can see, it finds, this one is further. I'm showing you both so you can see it. It found a Bose soundbar that I have, and obviously it's vulnerable. And why is it vulnerable? Because the firmware, it needs to be updated. It gives you the device information, it gives you what ports, it gives you the endpoint. It gives you some security recommendations, what to do. And you have either update the firmware, put a password on it, or isolate it, or disable it. You have 4 options, okay? So what that means, back to home. It gives you the log, so you can see what is happening. This is what's happening here in the background. This is what you see here, so you know what's happening. And it's going, right now it found, this is the same device, it's 148. So it found 2. And you can see that's doing the whole range. And everything you need to know is right there. And if you want to clear the logs, you can just hit clear and it will do it. And that's what it does. So you can go into it, find out there. You can go back. And like I said, view all results, clear the results. You can clear and start over again. It allows you to do a new scan and run back to home. Okay, you can clear the logs. So you can do all of that good stuff. That's for Apple. Now for Android, same thing, it's still going. Like I said, you don't have to do the whole range. You can make it a little bit smaller, but it's basically the same app. It's running the same on both phones, and you can view the results. This is my physical device. I forget. I want to use this screen. You can do back to home. You can do all that, and that's what that does. Like I said, you can either clone the repository or you can just follow along and just copy and paste. It's up to you. But this is the end of this tutorial. If you like this tutorial, please click the like box, subscribe to my channel, and I will see you next time with another tutorial. Take care.